देखिए इसके बाद ऐसा नहीं है अब समझ 0.3 है 0.3 है वो 4 है
चलेगा
इधर 1 2 3 इधर 2 4 6
अभी तो 18 तक जा रहा है
इधर मुझसे से लिखा है 1 0 डिवाइडिंग अभी क्या x x = 1 टोटल y = 1 सही है
अरे इधर वैसे तो
एग्जाम में ऐसे करना
अरे एग्जाम में रहेगा उससे ऊपर ऐसे करेगा आप
आगे भी तो होगा इसको आदत लग गई है ये देख हमें अपनी वीडियो की परीक्षा है अभी मेरा ये सुविधा अरे ये सही है क्या देखना फोर्थ वाले का -2 लेके इधर -3 को मार्क कर रही है
क्या मार्क लिया क्या
ये डोरेट है वो परीक्षा में तो अबे ये ना जिनको y को इधर भेजना तू
अभी को x को भेजना है
अरे y को तो भेजना है ना अरे y को इधर भेजना तू y को अरे सिर्फ y को इधर भेजो 2x + -6 = 5 होगा ना फिर क्या आता है क्या हां क्या बोला तूने वापस रिपीट कर खाली तेरा एक रुपए था हमें ये तो आधा रुपए हां ये देख क्या हमने 2x - y + 6 तो y को इधर से मतलब करना है एक से y = -2 -2 किधर से आया अब शिफ्ट करेगा हम लोग ये जो y है ना -y है ना तो -y को इधर ला लेते हैं मैंने उल्टा लिखा है मेरे को ऐसा लिखने का है तो है बराबर ये तूने ऐसा मल्टीप्लिकेशन में लगाया मेरा 1.1.6 बहुत अच्छा है मेरा क्वेश्चन तो सही है ये बढ़ जाएगा और ये सब
नतीजा वो चीज बचने में ठीक है तो कमेंट करें से आई सर को बोल
2x - y + 6
हां सर को बोल सकते हैं एब्सेंटी समान
जो छोटा टर्म है उसको इधर रखिएगा अच्छा इधर रखो ये छोटा है
क्यों कर रहे हैं ये तो पता ना होगा हमारे
फिर x को हमारे हिसाब
आने के लोग के साथ इधर से
मैंने मिट्टी तो 1 को रिप्लेस करके आंसर गेट आया तो x = कोऑर्डिनेट्स क्या होता है x, y तो मैंने वही पकड़ तो इधर 1 इधर 8 इसको मार्क कर दूंगा इसको मार्क करना है
अरे मेरे को देख
अरे मार्क से करना नहीं आता क्या
जल्दी में ठीक है
अरे मार्क कोऑर्डिनेट तो हमें नहीं पता था कोऑर्डिनेट
1.8 मतलब ये होता है
x एक्सिस का 1 y एक्सिस का 8 है
और इधर आएगा
ये कोऑर्डिनेट हमें
0.6
इधर आएगा
अरे तो ये एक लाइन है वाला पर्सन का एग्जांपल दे रहा है
ये 3 है
3 - 1 बनाया हुआ
ये क्या है करना है क्या खींचने का और कुछ नहीं है इसलिए वो
तो क्या अभी यहां पे 18 तक ना
अरे छोटा नंबर लेना -2 ले -1 ले -+1 plus 2 minus 0 I mean 0
minus 0 and
plus
minus ठीक है जानो बस तेरे को मैथ करना नहीं आता सिखा के
हाँ
माइनस माइनस कौन सा ऑर्डर में आता है क्या माइनस x माइनस y कौन सा ऑर्डर में आता है
क्या थर्ड
तो बराबर भाई ऐसा कोई क्वेश्चन है ओ बच्चा
यस
मेरी जाने ऐसे ना आप बिल्कुल तो जीवी नीचे होते ना अरे
मेरे को दिखी देव जाने में
हमें
नहीं
चाहिए
चाहिए
जब हम निकले मेरा सामने से रोकड़ी पकड़ लेगा
अरे वो प्रोडक्ट से बोलता है
अच्छा
एक बात है
आप ना कैसे
ये देगा ऐसा देगा
अबे मैं बोल चला गया किया नहीं देखो आए बड़ी काली यार
कहीं
गई हो वाह
ये तो देख
अब कोई किसी को देख रहा है हमारे भाई हम लोग को शी आई वो सबसे खराब पहले दीदी
देव जाने से सो मच
पहले दीदी के दिखा है हाय
अबे डिफरेंस पता थी देव जाने ये हिंदी रिव्यू फाइट क्या सॉल्व किया
सच्ची
ये डिग्री नेक्स्ट क्लास का पूरा ये आठ बार बोल के भी मेरे को नहीं आ रहा हूँ क्या बोलता है पता है
मेरे घर के स्कूल की एनजीओ पढ़ती तुम लोग ने नहीं
मैंने क्वेश्चन किया
मैंने मेरा 3 5 6 है क्वेश्चन नंबर 3 अच्छा तू क्या पहला वाला मैं क्या बोलूं क्वेश्चन नंबर 3
अबे क्वेश्चन नंबर 3 क्या इधर
Three, two, one.
Sit down, please. We completed all the developments. The new chapter होगा. So we will do course. School में क्या पढ़ा रहे हैं अभी? इसमें सब कुछ कर लिया हमने. All questions completed.
Yes, sir.
चलो एक क्वेश्चन और दे देता हूँ तुमको क्वेश्चन का. फिर अगर कोई और बच्चा आने वाला तो आ जाएगा. ठीक है. वॉल्यूम लाया सब लोग. चलो ये वाला क्वेश्चन करो. Page 173.
So volume 1
वॉल्यूम 1. लाया वॉल्यूम 1.
नहीं सर
वॉल्यूम 1 किसी के पास नहीं है. Okay, open page 171. 71 or 170 rather. We'll do 2-3 questions. Question 170, question number 3.
Exactly 170.
Volume 1, page 70. 170. Volume 1, page 170. Do question number. Page 170 and 71. Okay. Question number 3. Then you try question 12. Question 13. Okay, do these many questions. And question. चलो ठीक है पहले इतने करो. Let's see. Everybody has UD volume 1?
Yes.
Do it and show it to me. So these are mostly graph based questions. No, you just answer. Answer in the volume itself. Or just write the question number and solve it in your notebooks. What is the answer to question 1? What is the displacement in this? Question 3. The question is given. You are asked what is the displacement in this? Anybody got the answer? किसी को भी समझ नहीं आया क्या आंसर है? डिस्प्लेसमेंट क्या होता है? What is the shortest distance? This is the entire path. AF, straight line joining A and F. इतना टाइम लगेगा क्या? ये देखो, straight line join करवाएगा. इतना क्यों टाइम लग रहा है? क्या आंसर है? ठीक है? Next, question 12. What does graph A represent? The body at rest. It is a ST graph, right? So body at rest. B, uniform motion. Okay. C, again same thing. Uniform motion because it is straight line shown for the displacement which is not parallel to time axis. D, non-uniform. Something is uniform. Straight BT graph. Uniform acceleration. Slope of BT graph is acceleration. Acceleration constant. So uniformly accelerated motion. Okay, it is uniformly accelerated motion. E, yes, uniform retarding. F, non-uniform. Non-uniform what? Non-uniform. G, non-uniform retardation. Correct. Non-uniform retardation. Then H, non-uniform acceleration. Non-uniform acceleration. So you have to decide the nature by the slope of the graph. Okay, so slope is not constant, everywhere it is changing, so it is non-uniform acceleration. Okay, and try question 30. Question. What did you say? Graph. Calculate the speed of the body as it. Yeah. 13. So to calculate the speed from A to B, then B to C, and then B goes from C to B. What is the speed? What is the speed from A to B? 10/4 meter per second. Then from B to C, what is the speed? speed is 10. What does it mean? The rest कैसे हुआ? What is the slope? Slope क्या है? B to C का slope. Flat यानी क्या बोलते हैं उसको? Slope को? Does it have any slope? No. Zero slope. What is the speed? Zero है. Slope is the speed. Zero. क्या सही है? क्या सही है? Slope is the speed, right? Zero. Rest बोल रहा है तो फिर बोल रहा है 10. Zero speed हुआ ना? What is the speed from C to D? Huh? How to calculate speed? Distance upon time. Slope कैसे निकालते हैं? How do we find slope? Change in y-axis or change in x-axis. Find out. If you take C and D as 2 points, what is the change in y-axis? 14 minus 10 is 4, and then 10 minus 8 is 2. 4 by 2y. Change in time axis while going from C to D. तुम्हारे स्लोप क्या होता है वो समझ नहीं आया ठीक से. Slope of distance time graph is velocity. समझ आया? Question 13. Slope of AB कितना है? B कितना है? What is B? 10, right? So 10 minus 0 divided by 4 minus 0. This gives 10 by 4, which is 5 by 2, which is 2.5 meter per second. This is the speed. Then slope of BC. How 10 minus 0? See, what is B value on y-axis? 10. What is A value on y-axis? 0. 10 minus 0, that's the change in y-axis. Okay. What is the change in x-axis? 4 minus 0. Always final value minus initial value. ठीक है ना? Then BC में क्या होगा बताओ? What about VBC? 10 minus 10. 10 minus 10 divided by 8 minus 4. This is 0 by 4, which is 0 meter per second. This is how the slope is calculated because there is no change in going from B to C. Both are at 10 only. So final value 10, initial value 10. Now what about BCD? 14 minus 10 divided by 10. Time is 10, right? 10 by 10 minus 8. So this is 4 by 2, which is 2 meter. Everybody understood it?
Yes.
So this is how questions will be asked. So also do one more question given on page 24 or page 173. Do question 24. Question 24 on page 173. 73. Question 24. So from the velocity time graph of a body given below, calculate velocity at a point C. Look at the graph. Answer is in the graph. So where is point C? What is the velocity? Velocity is on y-axis. So at point C, what is velocity? 40 kilometers per hour. That's the answer. Okay. So velocity at point C is 40 kilometers per hour. Then second question is, what is the acceleration during first 3 hours? What is the acceleration during first 3 hours? So how do you find acceleration from VT graph? You have to find the slope. Slope of VT graph gives acceleration, isn't it? So how to find slope for first 3 hours? That is, you have to find the slope of AB. What is slope of line AB? 40 minus 20 upon 3 minus 0, which is 3. There has to be two values, final value minus initial value on x-axis, final value and initial value on y-axis. Final minus initial on y-axis divided by final minus initial on x-axis. So 40 minus 20 by 3 minus 0. कितना आ गया? 20 by 3 kilometer per hour. Okay. Last question. Distance covered during the journey from 3 to 6 hours. How do you find the distance? How to find distance from VT graph? Slope gives acceleration. Area gives distance. So you have to remember all this. So area under VT graph from where to where? Area from B to C. So B to C के नीचे का area क्या है? Rectangle. So area of the rectangle. Length into breadth. What is the length and what is the breadth of this rectangle? Length is the height, which is 40. Breadth is 6 minus 3. Okay, 40 into 3, which is how much?
120.
120. How much? Distance unit is kilometer per hour. What will be the distance unit in this case? किलोमीटर यार क्या डिस्टेंस होगा किलोमीटर इधर बोला तुमने तुम कुछ बोला ही मुझे समझ ही नहीं आ रहा किलोमीटर इज आल्सो यूनिट ऑफ डिस्टेंस ओनली तो जो यूनिट दिया वही तो होगा टाइम का यहाँ पे यूनिट क्या यूज किया है आवर डिस्टेंस का क्या यूनिट यूज किया है किलोमीटर ठीक है सो हाउ मेनी किलोमीटर्स 120. 40 into 3 is 120 kilometers. Is it clear? चलो लिख लो सब लोग यहाँ. ठीक है? So, anybody has any question on question 24? All the knowledge that I have given you in theory session, we have used in this question. Okay, sure. We'll start with force now. chapter. The name of next chapter is Force and Laws of Motion. Chapter number 8. Right, it may be chapter 9 in the old book or in volume also. It might be appearing as chapter 9. But in the new book it is chapter 8. Laws of motion. So have you heard of force?
Yes.
In the previous chapter, we learned about motion, right? But we never bothered how the motion is taking place, right? So what causes motion? Does anybody moves on its own? There is some cause. What is this cause? Push or pull. So that is force. By pushing, what are we doing? We are exerting force, right? So what is force? Let's define. Any push, pull, or hit exerted on a body is called force applied on the body. Applied on the body. Right? So do all force cause motion? Yes. No. Yes. All force cause motion. Give me an example. Which force does not cause motion? Every force cause motion. You were saying no earlier.
Yes.
Okay. So is this force causing motion? Look here. This is causing motion. Is this force causing motion?
No.
Then you just said all force cause motion.
Sir, particles force apply where they are not.
Is this ball moving? No. So it is not necessary that all force will cause force. Again? Understood. When I hit a football, right? So that's a hit, which is causing the football to move. So push, pull. Pull is, this is pull. I'm pulling force. Okay. So this is force. So let's understand what is the effect of force. Effect of force. So there are both the possibilities. Force may not cause any motion. There might be a moving body on which no force is acting. That is also possible. Reverse situation. I am applying force, no motion. There might be a moving body on which there is no force acting. When I say no force acting is no net force, total force. Okay. Now tell me. Look here. Is any force acting on the body when the body is at rest? Huh? No. Yes. What is the force? Huh? It's weight. It has weight, right? So weight is the force exerted by gravity on it. Then, now, is there any force acting on this pen when I'm holding it? No? Yes, gravity.
Just
So because I'm holding it, it's not going down, right? So there is force acting. You want to prove, right? If there was no force, it won't go down. So there is always a force acting on your body, whether it is moving or it is at rest. But there are certain special situations that you have to figure out. Now see, so it moved till my hand and now it's not moving. Now it's not moving. What happened? Now the force is not acting on the pen. Acting. And is also applying force in opposite direction. It is called reaction. Normal reaction. Okay. So here also there are two forces acting on it. Why there is no motion taking place? Because the reaction force is balancing its weight. You understood? So now what have we learned? Motion takes place in the direction of net force. Got it? Like if I am very powerful, right? So my hand is moving like this. Now the reaction by the wood tabletop has stopped my hand. If I was so powerful, I'll press it, it will break, it will go down. Understand? So then I will overcome the reaction. That means my force is more than the reaction caused by the surface. So then the wood will move down. I'll break it and move it down. So motion always takes place in the direction of greater force. Remember this. Okay? So effect of force, therefore, now we'll see the effect of force. So it may cause change in the state of motion of body. State of motion meaning if the body was at rest, it will start moving. If it was already moving, it will get accelerated. Its velocity. Like if you're moving like this, some friend of yours pushes you from behind. So you'll start walking faster, your velocity will change, right? So it may cause change in the state of motion. Second, can change direction. Can cause change in the direction of motion. Right? Like you were walking straight and some friend of yours ran from there and pushed you. Then you will, instead of going straight, you will go in a different direction. Right? That is also force.
Shape.
Your shape can also change, right? Change of shape. It can cause change in shape of problem. Right? So how I have a coconut, bang it. So you shape change, isn't it? So force can do all these things. Okay? So what is the unit of force? Let's understand what is the unit of force. Unit of force is Newton. Okay. It is also called, which is kg meter per second square or kg meter per second square. This is called Newton. You'll understand it in a minute when we discuss the second law of motion. Okay. So this is the SI unit in SI system. And it has dyne, dyne in CGS system. These are the two units of forces. So dyne is what? kg का CGS unit क्या है? Gram. Meter is centimeter. per second. So it is gram centimeter per second square. Gram is written as just G. G, like kilogram, gram centimeter per second square. Okay. And there is relation 1 Newton is equal to 10 raised to 5 9. This is the relation between two system of units. Okay. Let's now understand concept of balanced and unbalanced force. Concept of balance and unbalanced force. So understand it like this. Suppose you are familiar with tug of war game.
Yes.
Okay. So let us say there are so somebody is pulling the rope on that side, right? On this side. People standing here are pulling the rope on this side. They are pulling it here. Which side it is going to move? Let's say this is the origin. Let's say he causes force F1 in its direction. This causes force F2 this direction. Right? So if the forces are equal, right? So if F1 is equal to F2, if F1 is equal to F2 in magnitude, right? Then it is balance force. Right? Balance force. Right. So we then say that F1 is the direction same? F1 is in this direction. F2 is in the right direction. So what is the direction of F1? Minus of F2. Got it? So F1 direction is opposite of F2 direction. So we'll say F1 is equal to minus F2. So in this case, it is called balance force. Balance. BALA. So in this case, what is the net force?
0.
This is the case of balance force. Right? So why this book is not moving? Because it is experiencing balanced force. Its weight is balanced by normal rate. Got it? Weight of the book is balanced by normal rate. Right? Look here. So the book is kept on the table. You have a table like this. And there is a book kept on the table. Okay. So the weight of the book is downwards. The normal reaction is upward. So in this case, R is equal to minus W. R is the reaction, right? R is the reaction. and W is the weight. So weight is also force in the downward direction. So R is equal to minus W. That's why the book is at rest. It is not moving. The weight is balanced like all the weight. So when it is unbalanced, so if F1 is greater than F2, then it will be unbalanced. Or F2 is greater than F1, then also it will be unbalanced. So what will be direction of motion? In the direction of greater force. Got it? So is it written? Have you written it? Shall I erase this? Next is motion always takes place. Takes place. In the direction of greater force. When unbalanced force act on a body. Right? So if F2 is greater than F1, then the net force is F2 minus F1. And the motion will take place in the direction of समझ आएगा सबको? Can I erase this part? Or that part? Shall I explain further? Tell me, how many forces are acting when I am pushing the book? Right now, how many forces are acting? Two forces. Now, only three.
Three and four. Opposite forces.
What is opposite force?
11. Air resistance.
Which reaction?
Air resistance.
Air resistance is too small. You can ignore it. Right? So, when will I have to apply more force? When the surface is smooth or when it is rough? Then I'll have to apply more force when it is rough. So that surface is also causing some opposition to the motion. That is called friction. Got it? Friction. So how many forces are acting right now? Tell me. Right now 2, 3 and friction. Got it? So why am I able to move this book? I am able to apply
Because friction is
the external applied force is greater than the frictional force. Got it? So that's what it is. So because motion is taking place, where will motion take place? Always takes place in the direction of greater force. So applied force has to be greater than frictional force. Is it clear? Because for motion, one of the force has to be greater. Okay? Forces always act in pair. एक force नहीं लगता कभी, right? Now imagine, I am standing here because there is a solid floor or roof. We are on the second floor. If I was so heavy that this floor cannot hold my force, what will happen? I will break the floor. And that should hold me. If not, then, and then, khatam. Worried. Right? So that's what it is. Okay. So in this example, suppose this is a block and this is a plane surface. And a force is applied in this direction, external force. Then there is an opposing force applied in this force is called frictional force. Friction. This is your external force. Then you have its weight acting downward, right? Okay. And upward you have normal reaction. Okay. So how many forces? 1, 2, 3, 4 forces. Whenever a body is moving, let us say in this direction by some velocity v. Okay, it is only possible when F is greater than F. Why this force is possible? Because F is greater than applied force is greater than frictional force. Okay. Now let us understand what is. So there are certain laws of motion. Okay. Which describe the motion. There are 3 laws. So let's understand what is the first law of motion. Right? What it states is, it states that the body continues to be in the state of rest or of uniform motion straight line. Unless it is compelled by an balance force. Okay. So, does this law make sense? So, who applies reaction force? By surface. By surface. जहाँ पे body पड़ा हुआ है. Weight due to gravity. Gravitational force. Gravitational force. So all our weight are due to force exerted on us by Earth. It's called gravity. Every planet has its own gravity. Okay? So our weight on Earth is due to gravitational force on us by Earth. That is called as weight. All right. So read the law. It states that the body continues to be in the state of rest or of uniform motion in a straight line. Unless it is compelled by an unbalanced force. Unbalanced. Okay? So, this is true. In real life, we see the same thing. If this book is on rest, it remains at rest unless I apply some force on it. If somebody is running at a constant speed, right, like a car, or if you pedal a cycle, and now you don't pedal, does the cycle stops immediately? No, it keeps running. When it stops, when you apply the brakes. When you apply the brake, the force acts in opposite direction. It happens in real life. So this is the law, right? So what is the meaning of uniform motion? Constant speed. So how do we explain this? Let us say okay. So let us say this book is moving by 5 centimeters per second. So this is a uniform motion, right? So what does it mean? Is there any force acting on it or not? Force is acting. What about net force? No. When it is in uniform motion, then the net force acting on the body is 0. Because there is no acceleration. Net force acting on the body is 0. So what I am applying this force, the opposite frictional force is equal. So the net force is 0. Only then the body will move with uniform velocity. Is it understood? So a case of body moving with constant velocity is also a case that no net force is acting. Right now, what force is not acting? Net force is not acting, but forces are acting individually. You understand? So motion is not taking place because net force is not acting, so it is in rest. Same way, when a body is moving with uniform velocity, the net force is zero because external force is equal to frictional force. So net force is zero in this direction. इसलिए इसका velocity change नहीं होगा. कब इसका velocity change होगा? जब it is accelerated. तब हम बोलेंगे force लगा. That force is greater than frictional force. Got it? समझ आ गया? Now, तो मुझे ये बताओ भाई, so why body tries to remain? अगर body rest पे तो rest पे क्यों है? Why? There is a different property called inertia. It is due to inertia. So there is a tendency or a property of a body to maintain its last state of motion. Move कर रहा है, वो भी करता रहेगा साइकिल के जैसे, पैडलिंग बंद कर दे तो भी मूव कर. रेस्ट पे साइकिल अपने आप को नहीं चलेगी, रेस्ट पे. ठीक है? So that is due to inherent property of a body to remain in last state of motion. उसको हम क्या बोलते हैं? Inertia. Right? So inertia. It is the inherent property of a body to remain in its last retain its last state of rest or a last state of motion. Rest is also a state of motion where there is no change of position. Okay? So rest or motion is a state of motion. When you are not moving, that means you are at rest. Your motion that time is rest. Understood? Zero value of motion is rest. Some value is you are moving. So it is the inherent property of a body to retain its last state of motion. So that's why we call first law as law of inertia also. Okay? So therefore, first law of motion is also called law of inertia. Okay. So if the body has high inertia, right, it will be difficult to change its state of motion. Can you explain this? A body having higher inertia, okay, will find it difficult to change its state of motion. For example, people with more weight, people who are heavy, it is very difficult for them to walk. A lean or a thinner person can walk very easily, right? Or can change the movement very easily. But for a heavy person, it's tough. See? Okay. So, what will be easy for you to lift? What will be easy for you to lift? A 10 kg bag or a 40 kg or 50 kg? What will be easy for you to push? A 10 kg bag or a 100 kg bag? 10 kg. So, mass is the measure of inertia. Heavier bodies have higher inertia, lighter bodies have less inertia. Okay, that is opposition to the change of state of motion. Got it? So, measure of inertia, mass is the measure of inertia of the body. Okay, so inertia is opposition. Opposition to motion is inertia. Got it? Anything which changes the state of motion is called inertia. So mass is the measure of inertia of the body. Therefore, heavier bodies will have greater inertia than lighter bodies. ठीक है? So आज इतना ही. Heavier bodies will have greater inertia than lighter bodies. Okay, I'll see you in the next class.